Storm.
Welcome back to Peace Storm. We are finishing up Chapter 3 of Danganronpa today. Probably not going to get it done in one session. I highly doubt I'm going to get it done in one session, but, you know, I figure the investigation and the trial always happen over the course of a single in-game day. And I'm at the investigation now, so I always record one. Each recording session typically lasts one in-game day, so I figure, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the investigation and the trial in one go. Probably split it up into like 4 or 5 episodes, but let's look at this hammer. Let's take another look. Celeste, she really attacked with this Justice Hammer 1? But what the heck is with this thing? Right now we're just looking for truth bullets. There's no way this pool table's related to the case. Just the fact that you said that probably means it is 100% related to the case. There's no way Othello's related to the case. There's no way this dartboard's related to the case. There's no way these mono coins related to the case. It's a shelf full of magazines. None of these magazines have anything to do with the case. There can't possibly be any clues in them. Why'd you look, dummy? It's a locker. It doesn't seem especially important right now, so I don't need to open it. And he just opens it, and Hiro's dead body just spills out like... Ugh, I'm dead, man, for serious. Okay, so... allow me to refute what I said last episode. I don't think Sakura necessarily killed Hifumi and Taka, but it is there's a fairly good possibility that she moved the bodies. I mean, I'm, you know, not 100% certain that that's what happened, but it's like who else has that kind of strength to move 2 bodies on their own, let alone fucking Hifumi's body? We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that? Where could 2 dead bodies have disappeared to? Huh? The door must be locked. Alright, so I guess right now we're just looking for the bodies. I don't know why we can't investigate the case without knowing where the bodies are, but I guess that's what we're doing. Maybe the bodies are locked in that closet. Okay, so we already checked the rec room and the art room, so I guess the physics lab is the only place left on this floor to check, other than the classrooms, but yeah, we'll check that as the last resort. I mean, I highly doubt either of the bodies are in here since, you know, Taka's body was found in the equipment room. And it's no longer there. How you holding up, Toko? When Toko's, Toko, she has a fear of blood. I don't think we have to worry about anyone else dying, so I'll just leave her alone for now. Taka's entire body has disappeared, leaving behind nothing but a bloodstain. And, you know, a highly conspicuous trail of blood that maybe could be followed. Another one of these hammers. It looks like it's made of wood. It's even bigger than the others. Justice Hammer 4. Is this all the work of that suspicious individual? Tarp. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. Nothing worth thinking about. Maybe it was a... Maybe I could have recorded this part of the investigation a little earlier, But, hey, you know. Oh. What's up, Celeste? Makoto? Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean... I found them. Hifumi and Taka's bodies have both been hidden in the repository. I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go on ahead. Their bodies were in the repository? That's what I was telling you before! The body's here somewhere? Talk to me, Byakuya. I have to wonder where they could have been hidden. In the repository, like you just said? Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked. I have no choice but to go inside. So I opened the door. When I entered, I saw... like how they went to the trouble of playing the entire cutscene again, or the entire FMV, whatever you want to call it, pre-rendered cutscene. There we go. The two bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. The smell of pink stuff even more so. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality, and then I heard the announcement for the second time.
And so here we are. Without further ado, let me give you all the next Monokuma file. I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen. It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right. Just hand it over already. Now, make sure to investigate with all your mental might and prepare for the class trial. Okay, see you later.
Well then, now that we've found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
Hold on. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know? Dead. Gone forever. They're never coming back. Awful. This is all just too awful.
Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
Large, wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes, but this wasn't a movie. Or is it? He's alive again?
Where am I? Cold. So cold. Is winter coming? Brace yourselves. Hifumi, wake up. Huh? That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak. Come on, you gotta wake up. I remember everything. Before I met you all. I met you all. His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us. The light. It's reaching out to me. Like the tail of a comet. Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember. Their name. Yasuhiro.
Oh fuck, I guess it was Hiro. His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Until they did. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality. You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat. You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right? Yasuhiro Hagakure? That is the only person he could have been referring to. And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going as far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hiro is?
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way I can ever forgive him. To kill two of our friends. Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although, this time it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble. Yes, it does look that way.
It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this, to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it.
Okay, now we're at the investigation phase.
First, I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It's thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That's no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe. There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while.
You're talking about Kyoko?
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? You trying to hint at something, Sakura?
An accomplice?
An accomplice? What are you doing here? Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question.
What question?
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
I miss you, Mondo.
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one Blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
Then we only need to figure out that one Blackened is who that one Blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal?
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true Blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action.
The true Blackened? So just one person?
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the Blackened. Good luck to all the contestants.
So there can only be one Blackened.
There can be only one.
An accomplice wouldn't benefit. I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all.
You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you? As long as she's not connected to this case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation. I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information. You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. Well, I'm offended. Yeah?
You, when did you... I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl.
Milk sack?
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
So what? It's like I'm like a special guest suspect every time. I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. When the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body. Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about. On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina?
Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyways.
Then that's that. Let's begin.
This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems.
Well, let's start by taking a look at those hammers.
There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait, for some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all, and it's wet. Did someone wash it recently?
No, not gonna say anything about how a bunch of the hammers are missing. Oh well. Let me put down my coffee. Let's take another look at that. Let's take a look at that tarp. The dolly.
It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. Saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around.
That's how Hifumi's body could have been moved, with the dolly.
It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh, but wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yep, the bodies were definitely moved using the dolly. I'm sorry I doubted you, Sakura.
Look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it.
Yeah, that must be the trail of blood that we found in the equipment room.
So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. I keep saying suppository. I'm gonna shove this dolly up my ass. What's the explanation for that? Taka, he'll never move again. Until somebody moves him. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? There's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way, there wouldn't have been any blood left behind while the body was moved. Hifumi's big, cold body is lying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered, to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good. I just don't get it. Can think about it later. For now, I just have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling something's different? Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it. His glasses. His body was in the nurse's office. His glasses were covered with blood. But now, they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? Who would do that, and why?
Very suspicious indeed. What do you think, Weird Al? You're just a statue. Oh, what'd that say?
There's only one way in and out of this room. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it in the art room.
Well, so am I trapped in here now? Guess I'll talk to Hina and Sakura and see what's up. There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened. Would you like my help?
Yeah, let's look back on things.
This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search, and soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual who lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was in a strange costume. It was Robo-Justice. It also became clear that Robo-Justice has dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. Not long after leaving the nurse's office. Based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the 2nd floor where we split up and began searching. Then right after that, Celeste screamed. This time, she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we made our way to the 3rd floor. And then... At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. When you got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse, which was also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor with all the others to tell the others what had happened.
But at the same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right?
Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. As soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover this corpse was in fact gone.
Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room.
This time, Taka's body had disappeared. So from there, we began our search for both of the missing bodies. After some time,
Celeste told us she'd found the bodies. We all headed to the repository.
there we rediscovered the two bodies that had apparently vanished. That brings us up to now.
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine at any time.
Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository.
Huh? What is it?
After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together, and we came right to the repository to, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside.
It was locked?
We came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? Why is it unlocked now?
I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there. But I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. Yeah. The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder. Hina and Sakura both confirmed that the door was locked after the search for the bodies began. The door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. So that certain someone, Hina claims there's no way someone could have beaten them into the repository. Was it the killer who's still roaming free, or was it one of the victims?
Yeah, I mean, Hifumi was only mostly dead. Mostly dead is slightly alive. So it's very possible that he could have locked and unlocked the door in his hazy final moments.
I should probably look around here a little more.
What else is there to look at? I already looked at the hammers, I already looked at both the bodies and the dolly.
Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it?
I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died...
Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
Then there's no room to suspect anyone else.
Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume?
Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. 'Cause he's the fool of the century, you see.
I mean, he is kind of dumb. Do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
Is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case?
Well, no. There are a few other things. Like, why'd the killer try to hide the bodies?
They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's
the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we?
Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron.
Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why'd they bother killing two people?
What?
Because all the rule says is, if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing two people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
Hold on. Perhaps... I see. So that's what that means.
Is everything okay?
Don't talk to me as if we're friends.
Huh? What's with the attitude?
But you have my appreciation. Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all.
His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There's some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office, where Hifumi was found. Then the equipment room, where Taka was found.
Alright, so I don't think Hifumi's body could have been moved with the dolly, because, you know, how are you gonna roll a dolly upstairs with like a 300-pound nerd on top of it? So, my new theory is that Hifumi moved his own damn body, because he was still alive when he was moved. But let's check the physics. Let's check the physics lab next, since that's where I happened upon while wandering aimlessly. Specifically, the equipment room. I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event. Great talk, Genocide Jack. Alright, let's take another look at the blood.
Some kind of tire mark going through the trail of blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me about the dolly in the repository. There was blood on its tire. Could that blood have come from here? Which would mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should definitely have been possible. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with a dolly, there's no way to get it up to the 3rd floor. It's still a total mystery.
See if the tarp gives me any truth bullets.
Huh? This tarp. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. And just recently, too.
No? No truth bullets? Alright, let's see. Is there anything else of note? Doesn't look like it. I guess all that's left is the nurse's office. You know, maybe I'll just fast travel. Yeah, I see that exclamation point. I see it. Alright, let's take a look at the hammer first.
Justice Hammer 3, the one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body, but left the weapon behind. What are you investigating, Celeste?
I'm not investigating anything particularly speaking. I'm simply going around seeing if Hiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you?
Oh, you know, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
How Hifumi was moved, eh?
When it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Correct. Hiro was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom.
And when you got back, the body was gone?
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though.
Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time?
It would seem so.
To carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple minutes is... I can't think of it as anything less than impossible.
Let's look inside that refrigerator.
Refrigerator? Wonder if there's anything to drink inside. Hope Kyoko's not in there. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packets in here. The blood transfusions, I guess. Doesn't help me, though. I'm not a vampire. but Hifumi might be. I crack on him a lot, but my vampire dar is kind of going nuts right now. You don't know it, but I'm actually a vampire.
It's just a normal trash can. Wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. Oh my god. It's got some kind of cartoon character on it.
Bro. Hifumi was still alive when his body was moved. He moved his own damn body.
But it's also covered in blood.
Oh, did you find something?
Yeah, there's a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
A cleaning cloth?
And it's all bloody. Whoever did this, or whoever this belonged to, must have used it to wipe up some blood. Who would need to do something like that?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Yeah, me neither. But I think it might be important.
You're damn right it's important. So this is where you were. I've been looking for you.
You have?
I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hero's room. Oh, let me give you this. This is the note Hero wrote to get us all to meet up, right? Oh. I accidentally said that in Bianca's voice.
This is the note Hero wrote to get us all to meet up, right?
You remember well.
Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap.
What is?
Things grow ever more exciting.
What are you talking about?
I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation. Goodbye. I mean, you kind of do if you don't want to get executed.
So he said to go to Hero's room, but what's waiting for me there?
Let's find out.
Okay. Hallway. Gym entryway, hallway. Main area. Alright. Where are you at, Hero? Alright.
Door's unlocked? I guess I can go inside. Byakuya did say to go look. Might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge.
And then he opens the door and just falls. Like, it's just an empty space, and he just falls into the abyss. And then Byakuya takes off his latex mask, and it's Patches underneath. Damn you, Patches.
This is Hero's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where'd he even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up. Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right?
There's a lot of stuff in here. What's in the boxes?
There's something in the cardboard box.
Colonel.
It's blueprints for something and some things made out of, it looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster? Is this Robo Justice? It's in Hero's room. But wait, these blueprints, something about them bothers me.
That doesn't look like the same handwriting that was on the note. Looks like, yeah, that's... Yeah. Anything under the bed?
It's It's a normal bed, pretty much just like the one in my room. I soundlessly checked the bathroom. There's nothing in here. It's pretty grungy though. How does a bathroom even get this dirty?
Okay, so we just found out that Hero shits like a horse.
Makoto, big news! Big news!
What's wrong?
We found Kyoko.
What? She okay? Where is she?
Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news. Uh-oh. Robo Justice showed up too.
Robo Justice?
It's Hero wearing the costume. Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor.
I think Hiro and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I have to head to the pool. I ran off to the second floor as fast as I could. Kyoko and...
Phew. Man, I have had the worst day.
Hiro? Hiro.
Yeah, duh. Who else would I be?
That's a good question.
Huh? What? Why do I look like this? What, did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati? Did the Illuminati come along and remodel me in my sleep?
Okay, that's all I'm gonna get out of him. Kyoko, explain what the hell's going on, please. I found Hiro. He was jammed into the pool room locker. Looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
I still can't believe you kicked me. You could have been a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, caress my face or something.
That's creepy.
Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
There was something I had to check up on.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
I can't never mind.
Never mind. More importantly,
Says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
first of all, Hiro, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
Oh, well, I mean, I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep. Don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up and then I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you. Well, I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help?
Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
I didn't make the stupid friggin' thing.
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
Took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hiro out of the suit. Took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off.
Whew, free at last.
Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hiro?
それでは
More to the point, nobody but Hiro would be able to wear that costume.
Wait, what? Hold on a sec.
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
よろしい
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume.
That's true. I saw the blueprints myself.
Yeah, me too.
And it's obvious, the one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone was Hiro. Shall we tie him up and gag him? Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else.
Tie me up?
Hold on, guys. I think that's going a little far.
そうよ
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment.
Yeah, I mean, attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them.
What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about.
There must be a fake hero running around. Like Almaz or something.
You're the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could possibly be the costumed attacker?
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you could try it on yourself before you convict me.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will.
Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robo-Justice costume.
See, look how loose it is. I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you can get anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
Not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
It's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again.
Well, now you're all out of excuses.
No, see, it's 'cause you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead.
Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on. My PC is being slowed down by broken registry items, programs slowing down my PC, and junk files. Thanks for the update, AVG. It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
See? I told you it's impossible. You are absolutely right. Seems this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same but fits them.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
Evidence?
You claim there's another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us.
What the heck?
Who cares? Hiro's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway. Which is how we'd know it was him.
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me? If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I've figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it?
Well, 2 people were killed. Taka and Hifumi.
Wait, 2 people?
Why are you freaking out? You did it.
I did not! Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed, that's it. I know who did it.
You may as well tell us then.
Taka and Hifumi were fighting over Alter Ego, right? Which means Alter Ego and or Chihiro must have done it.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Huh? Unfortunate?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit you did it, okay?
I'm telling you, you got it all wrong. I know. That note. Note? Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. But the last thing I remember is going to the rec room. Then for some reason I fell asleep. The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Not a chance. No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that. Really?
I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all that to trick me.
Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you.
Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? Gah! They preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me.
I still don't buy it.
Well, you should buy it.
Okay, then show us that note.
With pleasure. I have it right here in my, pocket. Looks like I lost it.
Yeah, sure.
Please, you gotta believe me, I wouldn't hurt a fly.
As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason.
What the heck? For serious?
Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins.
Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it. Why? Why would you kill them? Tell us, hero.
No, it's like I said.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why...
Wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me.
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you.
If you have the time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right?
You're right. I had to look for the second suit in that note. Feet don't fail me now.
I guess I better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toko, Genocide Jack, to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Well, bye.
One by one, everyone peeled away.
Makoto, do you have a second?
Huh?
I want you to help me with the investigation. Looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground.
Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
No.
To reject me so simply.
Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you?
Okay.
Thanks. Now then, shall we? So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses.
Examine the corpses. Can't believe I'm hearing that from the girl the same age as me.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living. Wouldn't you agree?
How am I supposed to answer?
Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins again.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay then, show me where the bodies are.
They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head that way for now.
Hifumi and Taka.
For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid, but only for a moment.
Well then, let's get started.
She crouched down next to Taka without hesitation and began poking and prodding at the bodies.
The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons.
Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable.
Makoto, I found something.
You did?
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand?
He did?
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much?
They did? No, that's not it.
Anyway, so you said he had a...
Anyway, so you said he had a watch?
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock.
So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6?
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning. And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something.
You're right. There's something white in there.
Can you try and pry it out?
Me?
Rigor mortis is already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right?
Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. Cold, clammy hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from its tightly clenched fists. A piece of paper?
Was that all he had in his hand?
Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
I wonder about that.
Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own.
And she just checks his pants, and it's like, it's like that he soiled himself. This fecal matter suggests his time of death was this. Kiyotaka's scrap of paper has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Alright, let's check Hifumi's body, I guess. His stinky body.
Biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse from the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and without anyone noticing it. I just can't see how that's possible. Further, it seems that Hifumi died from a blow to the head. It's most likely killed using Justice Hammer 3, which we found in the nurse's office, but when we found his body in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're spotless. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses clean? But who would do that, and why? So, did you find anything?
I did. More than I expected, to be honest. Look at this.
A wad of paper?
Hifumi had it hidden on him.
Hidden?
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I can only assume he'd hidden it on purpose, you see?
In his pants? Wait, so you...
Yes, he soiled himself. It was just his pants, not like his socks or something.
I don't know what that means. Kyoko, are you into, like, feet or something?
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto. Open it up.
I think of how it was stuffed down his pants. It's like, it better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. A note.
Found a hole that maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. That sounds very familiar.
That's it. That's the same thing Hiro said. And he was telling us the truth.
Although, it's not exactly the same, is it? Yeah, the note Hiro got said to meet at 1 a.m. I'm not sure it was the equipment room either. Yeah, it was the rec room at 1 a.m.
The time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m. But the note they wrote to Hifumi asked him to meet at 6 a.m.
Hold on. Just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him.
Huh?
Part of it's been torn off, right? Think there's likely some meaning here.
Some meaning to part of it being ripped? Could you maybe explain it a little more?
Yeah, Taka had the other piece. Think carefully. Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly?
I have no idea.
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? How could something important like that have become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer. While we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place.
So you're saying I don't have time to think about the handbooks this time, right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role.
Handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand, but if Kyoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind.
Oh, sounds like it's time to start the trial.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin. Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, without further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
どうやら
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion.
Yeah, you're right.
行きましょうか。
Well, we'd better get going.
Okay.
All right. I guess this is to be continued. You know, like Monokuma said, see you soon.
Danganronpa.